friends, welcome to Affairs Crowd Learn to Lead. This is Ashu and today we will discuss very important current affairs of 4th of November 2020. You can see two best images of the day, but today we will discuss 7 to 8 very important current affairs of the day. But before proceeding, I want to discuss about Affairs Cloud subscription. You can buy our Affairs Cloud PDFs by two methods. You can basically subscribe by visiting our website, that is affairscloud/current affairs, or you can directly go to the description box of this video and there is a link of the subscription. You can directly visit the subscription page. Now, what you will get in the subscription, you will get the daily PDFs. It means the daily current affair PDFs, weekly PDFs. It will be arranged according to the days in the week, and weekly test. It is again very important to evaluate yourself, and there is a monthly PDF section also. In the monthly PDF section, you will get the 5 PDFs. One is related to the top 100 current affairs of the month. Second is related to the banking, finance and the economy PDF. It is very useful who are preparing for the banking exam. Third is the pocket PDF. As the name suggests, that it is very good for revising the current affairs. And last but not the least, that is the question and answer PDF. All the current affairs of the month will be converted into the form of the question and answer so that you can retain and revise the current affair quickly. So guys, this is very important, and all this package comes with a very minimal cost. If you visit the site, you will surprised to see the cost, and these current affairs are provided in Hindi as well as in English. And on that minimal cost, guys, we are providing 10% extra discount. If you use this code ASH10, then you will get the 10% extra discount on that minimal price. So let's start today's current affair, that is the 4th of November 2020. Here is our first news. Under which mission Indian government is providing assistance to friendly foreign countries to overcome natural calamities and the COVID-19 pandemic. And this mission is not a new mission. Basically, recently Indian ship carried some food aid as a part of this mission, and it is delivered to the South Sudan. And now guys, tell me what is the name of this mission. Then I will tell you in the detail some things more important. Now the mission name is the Sagar. So remember, the Indian government is providing assistance to the friendly foreign countries to overcome the natural calamities as well as the currently COVID-19 pandemic by the mission Sagar. So remember this. This is very important question, mark under very important section. Even you can see in the picture that Indian naval ship Airavat. So remember this name, that is the Airavat, reaches Port Sudan as a part of Mission Sagar 2. Now it means the next version is currently going on, that is the Mission Sagar 2. And the name of the ship, INS ship, is the Airavat, which entered Port Sudan with 100 tons of food aid as a part of Mission Sagar 2. So remember, Indian naval ship Airavat entered Port Sudan with 100 tons of food aid as a part of Mission Sagar 2. If you know the Mission Sagar, then it is very good because you can understand the news very importantly. Mission Sagar 2 is basically in the line with the Prime Minister vision of Sagar. Sagar means that is the security and growth for all in the region. Remember, Sagar means security and growth for all in the region. And what about the Mission Sagar 1? It was undertaken in the May and the June 2020, and it is with the INS Kesari. Remember, it is with the INS Kesari. And now it is, this time it is the INS Airavat, and it goes to the Sudan, South Sudan, Djibouti, Eritrea due to COVID-19. But INS Kesari is basically related to the Maldives, Mauritius, Seychelles, Madagascar, Comoros. So these countries are basically covered by the Kesari. Now it is the Mission Sagar 2. So there are two ships, or the INS ships you can say. One is the INS Kesari. It is basically the Indian neighborhood like Maldives, Mauritius, Seychelles, Madagascar. And now it is the INS Airavat, and it is related to the South Sudan, Djibouti, Eritrea. So remember, and this is so much important, and remember all the things which I told you. And this is basically with the Ministry of Defense and the Ministry of External Affairs, the main two departments of the government. And what about the Ministry of Defense? All you know that Union Minister is Rajnath Singh and Minister of State is Shripad Yesso Naik. And who is the Minister of External Affairs? That is the bureaucrat turned politician, that is Union Minister Dr. Subramaniam Jaishankar. Remember, Subramaniam Jaishankar. And Minister of State is the V. Muralidharan. And remember all the things which I told you, because all the things are very important. So guys, moving to next question. Bhimsen Adarsh Higher Senior Secondary School, that is the name of the school, built with Indian assistance, inaugurated in which country? because Indian government is involving in so much infrastructure project in the neighboring countries. So all the options belong to the neighboring countries. So I am not giving you any hint. So guys, tell me which country that with the Indian assistance a school is prepared with the name of the Bhimsen Adarsh Higher Senior Secondary School. And yes, guys, answer is Nepal, because India is basically building so much infrastructure in the Nepal under the education purpose. It means this is an example of strong cooperation between India and Nepal in the education sector. It complements the efforts of the Nepal government to enhance the physical infrastructure for learning, especially the public schools. And India is building these public schools with the aid and advice of the Nepal government also. So guys, remember, this time it is the Nepal, not the Maldives, because India is also involving in the infrastructure activities in Maldives also. But this is the Nepal. If they are talking about the education sector, then mark the Nepal. And 90%, if you don't know the answer, and 90% answer will correct if you mark the Nepal answer. You can see school building built with the Indian assistance, and it is the Nepalian rupees 25.83 million rupees. You can say that this is the Nepal currency, and it is constructed with the help of the Indian assistance. It comes under the Nepal Bharat Maitri Development Corporation. Guys, remember this word, Nepal Bharat Maitri Development Corporation has jointly inaugurated through video conferencing. And where it is in the Nepal, it is in the Navalpur district of the Nepal, and name of the school is the Bhimsen Adarsh Higher Secondary School. The project was implemented by the District Coordination Committee of the Navalparsai, Nepal. No need to remember all the things, just remember it is under the Nepal Bharat Maitri Development Project, and India is developing the educational projects in the Nepal. Now moving to our next question. And one more important thing about Nepal, that capital is the Kathmandu, and more important is the president. President is the Vidya Devi Pandari. President is Vidya Devi Pandari, and she is the basically second president of Nepal and first woman to hold the office in the country. Very important. Second president of the Nepal is the Vidya Devi Pandari. And ambassador of India to Nepal, ambassador of India to Nepal is the Mr. Vinay Mohan Kwatra. Remember, Vinay Mohan Kwatra. If you can remember this name Kwatra, then it is important. Otherwise, the examiner, I think, will not ask the ambassador of India to Nepal, because there is so much ambassadors like ambassador of India to USA. That is important, not the Nepal. So move to next question. Which insurance company launched artificial intelligence tool, and the name of the tool is IDEAS. IDEAS stand for Intelligent Damage Detection, Estimation and Assessment Solution for Motor Claim Settlement. Now this time for the motor claim, for the automatic motor claim settlements, there is a uses of artificial intelligence tool, and the name is the IDEAS. So 2 or 3 things are important. One is the name of the insurance company, as default it is important. Second is the name of the artificial intelligence tool, that is the IDEAS. And why it is used? It is used for the motor claim settlements, because it is the insurance company, that's why it is used for the motor claim settlements. And the company is the HDFC Argo General Insurance. So remember, it is related to the HDFC Argo, who is basically using the artificial intelligence tool. It means the machine learning, you can say the image processing and analytics system, and the natural language that supports instant damage detection as well as the calculation of the claims estimate for the surveyors to help in the motor claim settlement in the real time. It means preloaded, some images are covered under this IDEAS program, and they will detect these images through the artificial intelligence, and the motor claim will be processed. So it is very important, because the motor claim settlements now is a manual process, but in the future it can be used through the artificial intelligence tool. You can see here HDFC Agro General Insurance implements artificial intelligence enabled solution to automate motor claim settlements. You can see here instant damage detection as well as calculation of the claim estimate for the surveyors to help in motor claim settlement in real time. It means who are basically surveying that how much claim will be given to this person, they can use this type of the tool, that is named as the IDEAS. Remember the tool name IDEAS. It is trained using more than 3 lakh images. It means it is the preloaded images. Over the last 2 years, they are basically working on that, and has been integrated in the surveyor mobile app. And basically, they will basically upload the image, and the image will be detected by the artificial intelligence tool, that is IDEAS, and the claim will be generated automatically. So this time it is the HDFC Ergo. So remember, I repeated 3 or 4 times the name of the HDFC Ergo. It means it will hit your mind. Move to next question, guys. which bank becomes first corporate partner? Remember, the keyword is the first corporate partner of edX. I think you know about the edX from India to offer massive open online courses. Now, two or three things again are very important in this news. It is the first corporate partner, not from all over world. It is only from the India, who is partnering with the edX platform to provide the open online courses. It means the massive open learning will be provided by this bank. And this time, this bank is the SBI, guys. Remember, SBI has entered into a strategic partnership with edX. And now what is the edX? A global non-profit education platform to expand the learner's perspective and access to knowledge beyond the classroom. I think if you visit the website of the edX, you will see the lot of programs which is going online at a very minimal cost or free of cost. So this is the basic purpose of edX. Now SBI is also providing some massive online open courses so that the maximum to maximum digital skill sets of the career oriented individuals can be created. It means they just want to create a audience or want to create a employment in the skill development sector. This is the purpose of the SBI. You can see here SBI will now provide a massive online courses. SBI will offer its massive online courses on the edX platform from November 2020. It means after the November month, you can see so many courses on the edX website, which will be basically performed by the SBI. SBI become the first corporate partner of edX from India. Guys, this is important. This is important part. Remember this word. To develop skill sets of the career oriented India. I already told you it is just for the skill development. So remember these SBI, and you know all about the SBI. That SBI chairman is recently changed. That is the Dinesh Kumar Khara. Before Dinesh Kumar Khara, it was Rajneesh Kumar, but now it is Dinesh Kumar Khara. Remember, and headquarter is Mumbai. And all you know that SBI was established on 1st July 1955. What are the taglines of the SBI? There are so many taglines of the SBI. I am just naming some of them. The banker to every Indian. The banker to every Indian. Second is the with you all the way. With you all the way. Purely banking, nothing else. Purely banking, nothing else. The nation's banks on us. The nation's banks on us. And a bank of a common man. I am repeating again. First is the banker to every Indian. Next, with you all the way. Purely banking, nothing else. Next is the nation banks on us. A bank of a common man. These all 5 taglines are very important of the SBI. Remember this. Very important, guys. And what about edX? edX basically, you can say the United States company. The headquarters is in the United States, and founder and CEO is the Anant Agarwal. That is Indian. Anant Agarwal. Remember this. Move to next question. Which life insurance company launched Life Plus 36 critical illness insurance on Flipkart? So two things are important, that they launched their life insurance illness coverage on the Flipkart. The examiner can ask that on which platform they basically launched this type of the illness insurance. Already they started the Life Plus COVID-19 insurance also. But now this time it is the Life Plus 36 critical illness insurance on Flipkart. And the company is, guys, Aegon Life Insurance Company Limited. Aegon or the Aegon Life Insurance Company Limited. You can see in the image that Aegon Life launches Life Plus 36 critical illness insurance plan on the Flipkart. You can see here, the policy holder of a plan will get benefit of the life protection along with the lump sum amount of diagnosis of any of the 36 critical illnesses. It means the listed 36 critical illness, if you are facing one of them, then the lump sum amount will be provided to you. A starting premium of rupees 153 rupees for a life cover of 1 lakh rupees, and plus critical illness will be provided to rupees 10,000. It means 1 lakh rupees, it is a life insurance cover, and 10,000 of the life illness cover, and the premium is 153 rupees. It means you have to pay the 153 rupees. The policy is instantly issued and requires no medical checkup or the KYC. It means there is no need to basically do the instantly requirements like medical checkup and the KYC, but there is no medical checkup and the KYC to start this policy. The earlier product of Aegon Life Insurance on Flipkart, that was also on the Flipkart, that is Life Plus COVID-19 insurance. I already told you, already they started this type of the program. So remember this. Most of the life-threatening illnesses like cancer, heart attack, kidney failure, stroke, burns, Alzheimer, and other 30 diseases, critical diseases are covered by this policy. So important policy, and it is on the Flipkart, guys. And earlier the product is Life Plus COVID-19 insurance, and the insurance company is the Aegon Life Insurance. So remember, all the things are important, and the company is also important. It is its headquarters is in Mumbai, Maharashtra, and you have to no need to remember anything. Just but remember about the Flipkart. Yes, guys, remember about the Flipkart. That head office is in Bengaluru, Karnataka. And who is the CEO? CEO of the Flipkart is the Kalyan Krishnamurthy. Remember KK. KK. I am remembering with the name of the Kishore Kumar, but you can remember that is the Kalyan Krishnamurthy. So remember Flipkart. Next question. Which bank has been voted as the most outstanding company in the financial sector in India? But it is only in India, not all over the world. Which bank has been voted as the most outstanding company? So guys, mark under the most important question who are preparing for the banking exam. This is most important question under today's section. And guys, the answer is very simple, and this survey is basically conducted by a company named as the Asia Money. Remember, this survey is conducted by the company named as the Asia Money. It is a financial publication basically, and this bank basically given this honor for the second consecutive year. It means you can basically remember that last year also this bank awarded as the most outstanding company in the financial sector in India. And guys, it is the HDFC, that is Housing Development Finance Corporation. Remember, currently MD and CEO, yes, recently changed MD and CEO, that is the Shashidhar Jagdishan. Shashidhar Jagdishan. Remember Shashi, you can remember by the name of Shashi. Earlier it was the Aditya Puri, MD and CEO. Headquarters in Mumbai. Tagline is "We understand your world." What is the tagline of HDFC? We understand your world. And HDFC was established in 1994, guys. 1994. I am repeating again all the things. MD and CEO, it will be asked in banking exam. 90% I am sure that it will be asked, because it is recently changed. That is the Shashidhar Jagdishan, because earlier it was Aditya Puri. Headquarters in Mumbai, Maharashtra, everyone know. Tagline is "We understand your world," founded in 1994, guys. And this award basically in the banking sector is given to the HDFC, or you can say in the financial sector given to the HDFC. But overall winner by market in India, overall winner by market in India, it is the Bharti Airtel. Bharti Airtel, remember, overall winner. But in the financial sector, it is the HDFC. You can see in the picture also that most outstanding company in the financial sector, that is the HDFC Bank. And if they are talking about the overall, I don't think they are talking about the overall, because there is a HDFC Bank, which is very important news. But overall, it is the Bharti Airtel, remember. And it is by the Asia Money, I already told you. Now moving to next question. In the 14th Asian Film Awards, remember the 14th Asian Film Awards hosted in the South Korea, Karsh Kale and the Salvage Audio collectively won the Best Original Music Award 2020 for which film? I am talking about the film name. The examiner can ask about the name of the person who won this award. So remember, I am giving the name in the question, that is the Karsh Kale. KK again, the name is the KK, that is the Karsh Kale, and the Salvage Audio Collective. Salvage Audio is the name of the company. Collectively won the Best Original Music Award 2020 for which film? This is the main question. And guys, this film is the Gully Boy. Remember, also it was a film sent to the Oscar Awards, but it was not nominated. But this time it is the Gully Boy who won this award under the Best Original Music Award 2020, and this award under the Gully Boy movie given to the Karsh Kale. Remember the name of the person also, and this movie is directed by the Zoya Akhtar. Remember the name of the director, that is the Zoya Akhtar. And this award, that is the Asian Film Awards, hosted in the South Korea. Hosted in South Korea. You can see the image of the Karsh Kale, and you also know the Ranveer Singh, because there is a anthem of the movie, that is the Apna Time Aayega. I think you all know Apna Time Aayega, guys, because that will 100% will come. Asian Film Award. You can see the Asian Film Award Academy announced the winners of the 14th Asian Film Awards held in Busan, South Korea. Remember, South Korea. AFA Academy has been presenting awards since 2015. No need to remember so much important things. Just remember only the name of the Karsh Kale and the name of the movie and the name of the award. Three things are important so that you can cover the question. That is important. Move to next question. Who was elected as the 30th president of Inter-Parliamentarian Union? This is important. That is Inter-Parliamentarian Union. all students should know about the Interparliamentarian Union. It is a world organization of the parliament, guys. All the countries who are member of this Interparliamentary Union, it means all the parliaments of that country combinedly known as the Interparliamentarian Union. It is the focal point for worldwide parliamentary dialogue and works for peace and cooperation among peoples and for the firm establishment of representative institutions. It means the main work is just to promote the peace and cooperation among the peoples of the member countries. So this is the main purpose of the IPU. It means you can just remember by the one sentence that it is a world organization of the parliaments. All the parliaments combined and form a IPU, Interparliamentarian Union. And there is a slogan of IPU. What is the slogan of IPU? That is the for democracy for everyone. For democracy for everyone. Remember this. Now, moving to our question, who was elected as the 30th president of Interparliamentarian Union? And answer is, guys, C option. That is the Duarte Pechicho. If I am wrong, then forgive me in the pronunciation. That is the Duarte Pechicho. So remember the name because earlier it was the Gabriela Barron. Earlier it was the Gabriela Barron. But there are so many nominees. But currently the elected person is the Duarte Pechicho. And already Mohammad Sanjrani, he was also the contesting person from Pakistan. And Akmal Sadov, he was also the contesting person, but the winner is only one, that is the Duarte Pechicho. He belongs to which country? He belongs to the Portugal, and he is currently the member of parliament of the Portugal, and he is elected for a 3-year term, guys. For a 3-year term, that is from 2020 to 2023. I already told you, he replaced the Gabriela Barron. Was a Mexican parliamentarian. So this you can also remember. So remember, guys, this is most important question. Mark under the most important section because this time this organization is Interparliamentarian Union. Now, one question more important in this, that from Indian side, who is representing the delegation of Indian Parliamentary Group? And it is represented by the Speaker of India. That is it means the Speaker of Lok Sabha. That is the Om Birla. Om Birla is basically representing the Indian parliamentary delegation. There are other members of the like General Secretary of the Lok Sabha and you can say the General Secretary of the Rajya Sabha also that are the members. But you have to remember the Om Birla because he is currently the Speaker of the Parliament, or you can say the Lok Sabha. Then I already told you that Interparliament Union is basically a group of the parliaments. Now you can see the picture of the person that Portugal's Duarte Pechicho elected as a new president of Interparliamentary Group. And Interparliament Group, you have to remember how many member countries are there. Total 179 nations are currently member. It means the 179 national member parliaments are there, and 13 regional parliamentary bodies are also there. And where is the headquarter of IPU? Headquarter is in the that is in the Geneva, Switzerland. And it was established in 1889. It was established in 1889. And I already told you the slogan is for democracy for everyone. Remember the name, Duarte Pechicho. Move to next question. Recently, Satish Prasad Singh passed away. He was former chief minister of which state, guys? Former chief minister, that is important news. If the students are belong to the Bihar state, then it is very important because he was former chief minister of the Bihar state. Former chief minister of which state? That is the Bihar state. Guys, remember this is important question. And he was also the MLA in 1967 from the Vidhan Sabha constituency from the Socialist Party ticket, and he was elected as the member of parliament also. He was, it means the MP in the 7th Lok Sabha from the Congress ticket, and this is important, guys. And he was chief minister just only for the 5 days, and he become the 6th shortest served CM of the Bihar. 6th shortest served CM of the Bihar just for the 5 days. This is important, guys, and he just served for 5 days in 1968, and the time period is from 28th Jan to 1 February. It means only for the 5 days. And he was the leader of which party? That is the Shoshit Samaj Dal. Shoshit Samaj Dal. And with the support of the Congress, he won the elections, and he basically became the chief minister just for the 5 days. Remember, he was the former chief minister of Bihar. And Bihar is very important state, guys, because elections are going on. Former Bihar chief minister Satish Prasad Singh dies. Remember by the photo or by the name. Move to next question. Recently, T.N. Krishna passed away. Again, one question from the obituary. T.N. Krishna passed away. He belongs to which field? It means he was related to which field? And he was very famous in his field. And he was 92 years old, and he died in you can say the Tamil Nadu, but he was born in the Kerala. And he was basically Padam Shri and the Padam Bhushan winner. And this time he was violinist. Remember, he was violinist, because we are talking about the cricketer, we are talking about the dancers, but now we are talking about the violinist. So remember, he's very veteran violinist. So remember the name. He received the Padam Shri, Padam Bhushan, and India's highest civilian award for arts. That is very important. He received the Sangeeta Kalanidhi title also. That is again very famous in the Carnatic music. So remember, he was violinist. You can see the picture of him. Padma Award violinist T.N. Krishna dies. So remember the name, that is the T.N. Krishna. Move to next question. In which state India's first solar energy driven miniature train launched? This is the first time in India that a solar energy train launched, and it is in the form of the miniature. This is very important, guys. Mark under the most important question. Mark under most important question, and this time the answer is the Kerala. Remember, this time the answer is Kerala. You can see the miniature train picture. That is very beautiful, and it is solar powered, guys, and miniature train launched in the Keralas. You can see inaugurated at Veli Tourist Village in Kerala by the state chief minister. All know the name of the chief minister, that is the Pinarayi Vijayan. It covers a distance of 2.5 kilometer with 3 bogies train and can carry 45 passengers. It means it is like a toy train basically, but it is a solar powered. That is the basic, you can say the attractive point of the train, and that is the very important point for the question also, that it is solar powered. It is a miniature train. It is basically for the tourism, and it covers the 2.5 kilometer distance and carries the 45 passenger. This is the 4 or 5 words. If you remember, you can cover the question. And the state is Kerala, guys. Kerala is very important because Silent Valley National Park is there. There is, you can say, the Periyar National Park is also there in Kerala. Kerala is very famous for the spices also. So Anaimudi peak, that is the highest peak on the Western Ghats, that is in Kerala also, 2695 meter, I think the height of the Anaimudi peak, that is in Kerala. So many things in the Kerala. So you have to remember the Kerala things. Move to next question. In which state foundation stone of Indo-Israel Center of Excellence laid? And it is for the vegetables. So that the maximum to maximum production of the vegetables can be enhanced in the state, so that the farmer income can be doubled by the year 2022, because it is an initiative that in India all the farmers income will be doubled by the year of 2022. And the state is, guys, Assam. Remember, the Indo-Israel Center of Excellence laid for the vegetable production in the Assam. You can see in the picture that foundation stone or the laying ceremony of the Indo-Israel Center of Excellence for vegetable protected cultivation under the Indo-Israel Agriculture Project. You can see in the other slide also, Sarabnanda Sonowalji, that is the Chief Minister of Assam, and Ambassador of Israel to India, that is the Ron Malka, laid the foundation stone of rupees 10 crore almost to Indo-Israel Center of Excellence for Vegetable Protected Cultivation. Why this type of the project is launched? This is basically to increase the farmer income and to double the farmer income by the year of 2022. Because the traditional agriculture is going on, that is the wheat, rice, and so many things are going on. But they want to increase the farmer's income, and it is by the fruits, vegetables. And earlier in the yesterday class, I told you that Kerala is the only state, guys. Not Kerala, sorry, Telangana is the only state which basically buying the food crops from the farmers directly, no middleman between them. So they will also increasing the income of the farmer. And Kerala is also the only state, that is the only state which is basically announcing the MSP for the 16 agriculture products, including the vegetables and fruits. This is again important. That is the MSP related things, and Kerala is the first state which announced the MSP for the vegetables. So why the focus on the vegetables and fruits are so much? Because they want to increase the farmers' income by the 2022. So guys, remember Indo-Israel project, 2 or 3 words, Indo-Israel project, and it is in Assam, and it is for the vegetables. These three things are very important. And Assam, you know, guys, it is most important state in point of the biological or the biodiversity. There is a Dibru-Saikova Biosphere Reserve, Dibru-Saikova Biosphere Reserve, one of the 18 biosphere reserve in India. And there is a Manas Wildlife Sanctuary. There is, you can say, the Nameri National Park is also there in Assam. There is a Kaziranga National Park is also there. And there is a Majoli Island, that is the riverine island, also there. So there are so many things in Assam. Move to next question, and it is from the picture, that is the Ivory Coast President Alassane Ouattara wins re-election to the third term. It means he was re-elected. He was also the president of the Ivory Coast and the Africa, but now he was elected again. That is name is the Alassane or Alassane Ouattara. If I am wrong in the pronunciation, then forgive me, but I think the pronunciation is right. But Alassane Ouattara wins re-election as the third term. And guys, he secures 94%, almost 94% votes. That is very, you can say, the landslide victory of this person. And the election was held on the 31st of October 2020, and it was boycotted by the two opposition figures. And that's why he basically won the 94% of the votes. So remember. And moving to our next question, Shane Watson, guys, the most important player of the Australia. Shane Watson announces retirement from all forms of the cricket, guys. This is important news. Mark this news under the very important section. He is just 39 years old, and he announced the retirement from international cricket in 2015, but was playing franchise-based cricket tournament such as the IPL, Pakistan Super League. But now he retired from all type of the cricket formats. So remember, this is very huge news. And he was very big player of the Australian cricket team because he was a part of the two World Cups of the Australias, like in 2007 and 2015. So very big news for the Australia. And one more important thing, that is not basically a news, that is the information I am providing to you, that he is only the second player to win back-to-back Allen Border medals. Allen Border medal, basically the first person is given to the Ricky Ponting, and back-to-back, I am talking about only back-to-back Allen Border medal given back-to-back to the Ricky Ponting. That is the first player, and he is only the second player that won the back-to-back Allen Border award in 2010 and 2011. So this is not a news, basically this is information about the Shane Watson. Next part, that is important points to remember, guys. Important points are, first is the BCCI announces Jio as the title sponsor for 2020 edition of Women T20 Challenge. Now this time it is the Jio, Dandanadan Jio. I think you all know about the Jio, that is the Ambani's group. And the partnership will also have the support of the Reliance Foundation Education and Sport for All. This is the initiative of the Jio, that they are sponsoring the Women edition also. And this is the first time a sponsor has signed with the BCCI exclusively for the women matches. This is important. And from 4 to 9 November, I think it will be held in the Sharjah. So remember. Next is the Maharashtra government signed 3,500 crore MOU with the 15 companies during Magnetic Maharashtra 2.0. This is just to increase the industrialization in the Maharashtra area, or you can say the increase the MSME sectors in the Maharashtra. Next, CCI approves acquisition of Bharti AXA by the ICICI Lombard. So remember, this is important news, guys. Mark under the important section that ICICI Lombard overtake the Bharti AXA insurance company. Both are the insurance company, and ICICI overtake the Bharti AXA. Remember. Next is the BRICS Business Forum held virtually from October 20 to 28, but no need to remember. Just remember, in 2021, India will hosting the BRICS countries. It means India will be the president of 2021. Now it is the Russia, but in 2021 it will be India. And BRICS games will be held with the you can say the Khelo India Youth Games, which will be held in the Haryana Panchkula area. 30 Indian cities will face water risk by 2050. It is the worldwide fund jo basically providing the report about the water risk management, and they are basically establishing a report under which the Jaipur tops which will be faced by the water risk. But it is not so much important. Just remember the name of the Jaipur because it is in Rajasthan and it is a dry area. That's why the maximum prone to the water risk is the Jaipur. And 13 Indian cities basically are prone to the water risk by the year of 2050. Now, guys, I already told you in the yesterday's section that time for English current affairs will be the 11 a.m. That is the 11 o'clock, or just 15 to 20 minutes more or before. And Hindi current affairs, it will be the 6 p.m. So, guys, mark this time and revise the current affairs daily. If you like this video, guys, subscribe this channel, and guys, provide 300 likes so that we can make more videos on the different contents. And it is Affairs Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence in the general awareness section. And guys, it is my personal promise that if you want to check our current affairs quality, then you can read our current affairs daily for 1 month, and please see the videos for 1 month, and you can check your current affairs section. It will definitely improve. And I think you don't know that 90% of the general awareness questions in the banking exam will be asked from the Affairs Cloud PDFs or the Affairs Cloud question and answer format. So guys, remember this, and it is Affairs Cloud, and thank you guys for watching this video, and take care.